Live J-Hope's final concert day 2, BTS FESTA 2025 and special soundcheck. A historic moment that will not be repeated, Seoul. A sentence is enough to shake the world. This is J-Hope's last solo soundcheck we will witness. That statement echoed among millions of fans' hearts who are still not ready to say goodbye. The second day of J-Hope's final concert in the BTS FESTA 2025 series is not just a closing performance. It is the climax of the artistic journey of a global icon who has written a new history in South Korean music. What if a concert is not just about music, but about memories, farewells, and hopes that are still burning? What if today's concert is not just entertainment, but a legacy? This is what happened at HOPE on the stage. The final day, a night designed not only to entertain, but to be remembered for a lifetime. The Olympic Seoul Park Stadium was ablaze not because of the weather, but by the energy of the army. The term for BTS fans, who came from all over the world. Some didn't even have tickets, but still came to feel the atmosphere that is difficult to describe in words. They stood, sang, and danced outside the stadium, proving that this concert is bigger than just a physical space. Today's special soundcheck session became a hot topic in the online community. More than just technical preparation, this session turned into an exclusive mini-concert with an intense emotional aura. The lucky fans who watched it directly said that J-Hope's voice sounded stronger, more sincere, and more raw than the night before. Even before the official concert started, many had cried, not believing that they were really there, seeing a legend complete an important chapter in his career. In the midst of the fanfare, J-Hope appeared wearing all black clothes with silver accents, as if visualizing a mixture of grief and splendor. "This is not the end," he said briefly but meaningfully, opening the soundcheck with the song Arson, which immediately ignited the enthusiasm of thousands of fans. A special performance occurred when the song More echoed, and the fans raised banners that read, "Thank you, Hobie." J-Hope was silent for a few seconds, smiled, then bowed deeply. That silent moment was louder than 1,000 cheers. He raised the microphone and said, "You are my fuel." The stadium then exploded. Not stopping there, a surprise came when the giant LED screen displayed a visual collage of J-Hope's journey from debut to the present, followed by the virtual appearance of other BTS members who have now completed their military service, except for Suga. The video showed RM, Jeon, V, Jungkook, and Jimin conveying their emotional messages and support for J-Hope. All said the same thing: "We are proud of you, Hobie." And then came the moment that no one was ready to face, the last performance of the song, Equals, Equal Sign. A song that is not only a symbol of peace and love for fans, but also a seal of J-Hope's identity as a soloist. In the middle of the song, he came down from the stage, approached the fans in the front row, touched their hands, and cried. Yes, for the first time on this tour, J-Hope cried on stage. He let the tears fall without shame, without defense. "These are not tears of farewell," he said. "These are tears from a full heart." This concert is not only the end of a tour, but also an emotional turning point in K-pop history. HOPE on the Stage is now recorded as the most successful solo tour by a K-pop artist of all time, with all tickets sold out in minutes in every city, from Seoul to Chicago, from Paris to Jakarta. But BTS FESTA 2025 gives it even greater meaning. This year is a big reunion moment after most of the members completed their military service. Although not complete without Suga, this celebration feels whole because of the return of music and spirit from each member. J-Hope's concert was the culmination, a big statement that BTS is not finished. They are just preparing to return in full formation. Quite a few fans shared live videos on platforms like X, Twitter, and TikTok showing how wild and emotional the night was. One clip shows fans crying while singing Hope World, and another shows the moment when J-Hope shouted, "Don't forget me," greeted with a chorus of "We will never forget you." Also, a surprise came from the music. J-Hope's latest song, Killing It Girl, which was just released, was performed for the first time live. Energetic visuals, precise choreography, and lyrics that ignite enthusiasm make this song an instant new favorite. This song is not only the opening of a new era, but also a bridge to J-Hope's next works that are more mature and exploratory. This concert also shows how solid the ARMY is. Even those who did not enter the stadium still actively participated by watching the big screens around the venue. They sang, danced, and cried together, creating an incredibly strong emotional community. Is this really the end of everything? Of course not. In Weverse Live a few days before the concert, J-Hope himself said, "I will be back. Maybe sooner than you think." He has planted a promise in the hearts of millions of fans, and history has shown J-Hope always keeps his promises. The end of the concert closed with a magnificent fireworks display, and a large banner that read, "You are our hope," appeared on the main screen. J-Hope stood on the stage, looking at the sea of lights from the fans' cell phones, and said the last sentence of the night, "I will be back, not to finish this story, but to write the next chapter." Today is not just the second day of the concert, it is the day when history is rewritten. Live J-Hope's final concert day 2, BTS FESTA 2025 and special Soundcheck is not the end of a journey, but a new starting point that burns with hope. And as the name suggests, J-Hope remains and will always be our hope. Live J-Hope's final concert day 2, BTS FESTA 2025 and special Soundcheck. Historical momentum, or just sensation, as if the earth stopped spinning for a moment. That's what millions of eyes focused on Seoul tonight felt. On day 2 of J-Hope's final concert in the Hope on the Stage series, an event occurred that not only triggered cheers in the stadium, but also shook the digital ecosystem of the world. But let's ask the most crucial question. Is all this real? Or are we being deceived by a collective illusion built to provoke emotions and clicks alone? The glittering stage, dazzling lights, the screams of fans that are almost inaudible because of the roaring enthusiasm. We know this is the last day J-Hope stands as a solo artist in this tour series. But as the camera turns, as the fan cam records every little movement, and when the fans' tears break along with the fireworks, is that an honest moment from an artist, or are we watching a grand production curated in such a way to make us believe? It's no secret that the power of the ARMY fandom and BTS's global influence are able to turn concerts into modern cultural rites. However, we cannot close our eyes to the fact that most of the footage we see, both from the soundcheck and the main concert, comes from social media: TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. Is social media a source of truth, or a mirror of the illusion we want to believe in? Many fans claim they feel the energy, even when watching through a screen. But isn't that also part of the power of digital illusion? If you cry while watching this concert from a fan cam video, does that prove that the moment is sincere? Or does it prove how easily we are influenced by a prearranged narrative? Let's look at it from another side. There is an acknowledgement that this concert is J-Hope's last stage as a solo artist in Hope on the Stage. But is that a real end? In the midst of this euphoria, has anyone ever asked, why is this farewell packaged so perfectly? Is this a form of sincere respect for fans, or part of a commercial strategy designed to make the public feel lost and await his return more deeply? Thank you. Don't forget, verify before believing and ask before concluding. Because in an era where emotions can be bought and virality can be constructed, only one thing can distinguish between reality and illusion: your critical mind.